Um, well, yeah, the dream, as far as the one that I shared last week, was a dream where I was outside of a very, very large hotel, which I believe for me symbolically represented we're in this major, significant season of transition. Many are, and and that I was walking through the parking lot, and what I saw was I'll call it a fleet of these supercars, customized cars. In the dream, I said these are Fast and Furious cars, and they were all identical. So it wasn't. They were all blue. They had the tail on the back of them. They were customized. They were powerful, and I knew that they were fast and they were ready to go. Like they were finished and they were ready to be, call it, assigned for their owners. And I said to the guy, there was two guys in the parking lot, and I felt like that they were just angelic. And I asked the one, I said, "What does it take to have one of those?" And he gave me hand signs. He just did this thing with his hands, and I knew from the signs that he gave me. So I think there's a play on that. But he revealed some signs that I was like, oh, that's costly. That's really costly. And I knew it was like, not everybody's getting one of these. Like it's going to require a certain, response. So from there, I continue on and I walk across the parking lot into a building, and I'm at the top platform of the stairs, as though you were walking up the stairs and you get to the top, you arrive. That's where I'm standing. And I'm facing the stairs, and I see suddenly these soldiers are marching up. And it's like I'm checking off, like, doing roll call or something. They're checking off their names as they come in, but they're just coming one by one, single file, and they got these blue camo military jackets on. And it's funny because Cheryl and I we have those jackets. Somebody gave them felt like prophetically they were to give them to us, but this was like a year and a half ago or something like that. But they were identical jackets. And these soldiers were wearing these blue camo jackets, and everyone that got up at the top of the stairs, they locked eyes with me, and within a look, just within that, it's like split second of gaze and looking into their eyes, they were saying, fully engaged, fully committed, he's worthy, locked in, and it's almost like to the death, like that kind of commitment. And then they continued to walk by, and they were going to some back room, and they made their way. And then after, like, it was just very shortly, I started to hear this rumble, almost like just a noise that started. It was a beginning of noise, and it started to rumble, and I was like, what is that sound? There's a sound back there. And then suddenly it just increased, and then it quickly accelerated. And then all of a sudden it was just this violent roar that it's hard to describe, because there was the sound, but then it was the terror that came with the sound. It was like the fear of Almighty God being released, and the atmosphere was charged with it was charged with light, and it was formidable sound that just shook the realms, and it was awesome. And I was like, my God, what is that? Like it was like the sound of a mighty rushing army, and so that was the sound of that dream. And so interpretation with that, that we're in this. Now the car, I guess I'll go to the car. The car, I said, is Fast and Furious. When I looked it up, to see if this car was actually in Fast and Furious, it was, and it was in the one, what do you call it, movie or whatever. It's called Fast Five, and I knew the Lord started speaking to me off of that morning. This is May 31st. And he said, from this moment, May 31st, so the last day of the 5th month, he said, I am releasing a grace to my people that they would have 5 months that I will pour out my grace for fasting and for prayer to prepare the church, the prophetic army, to move into the next 5 years. So what we would be talking about is ending October 31st, which is Reformation Day, but it's also the high occultic day, okay, at the same time. And so there's a confrontation and a fight that the Lord is picking, and he's doing it. You know, it's he's ordered it, he's doing it.